Hi everyone, Tanya here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because it's bookish content but a little bit of a spin. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tanya, and if those of you who recently saw in a recent reads that I uploaded, I also shared in that video that I recently got a job at a library, which has been amazing. I love it, and it's like one of my dreams come true in life. But also it has been really eye-opening and just a really cool experience to really see the value of libraries and what they can really offer. And one of the biggest things I've also realized working at a library is that a lot of people don't fully know the things that the library has to offer, myself included. I was like, oh my gosh, if I had known we had this, if I had known we had that. And so I wanted to make this video and share 12 things that maybe you did not know may be offered at your library or a library near you. And so hopefully if you want to find out what some of those 12 things are, keep watching this video, and I would appreciate it if you decide to subscribe to this channel. If you love bookish content and simple frugal living, I would really appreciate it. But let's get into this video about 12 things that you can find at your library. I also want to preface this with saying that every library is different, so depending where you live, your city, your county, wherever, obviously they vary. And of course, libraries are funded by the cities and the counties that they're in. So obviously, if, you know, some libraries, like even around us, they have a lot more things than maybe another library. But this is kind of just looking at the library, for example, that I work, and some of the things that we have. So that's my little preface there, but just to give you ideas, and just so you know that libraries can be connected with other libraries. So, you know, sometimes you can get things from other libraries. But let's get into things that are offered besides just books. First thing I want to talk about, and this is a little bit in the area of books, but and I know most people probably know this, but I still find people that when they come into the library and get the library card, they don't realize that we have these is eBooks. And this can be to read on Kindles or other e-readers or on your laptop. A lot of people don't realize that, and there's actually a huge usually library collection that, you know, obviously we don't see it because it's in the, you know, cloud world or whatever, but they're e-readers, and so there's a lot of them usually in library catalogs that, again, people don't see when they come to the regular physical library. My library, for example, we use the app Libby. I'm sure you guys, a lot of you have heard of it. A lot of people throughout the country use it, but it's a great way to get free ebooks that you don't have to, you know, buy on Amazon or anything, but you can read them. And it's a really great way to also avoid late fees, because the books usually automatically, you know, just kind of disappear after Kindle, so you don't have to worry about late fees. So if that's something that you struggle with, maybe consider looking up Kindle books or ebooks at your library. The next thing I want to talk about is the databases, and I want to mention 3 in particular, but libraries are a great place for research, right? There's so many trained reference librarians and just staff at the library that are there to provide you with answers and to actually help you use great sources for research. So there's 3 databases that I want to talk about. Again, they can vary maybe from library to library, but these are ones that I found that are pretty common in the databases and the other libraries around us. So the first one that I really love and I myself am using is called Transparent Language Online, and it is if you use your library card through your library system, it is a free database to learn languages. I love learning languages. It's just really fun for me, and it's also a great way. So right now I'm using it to brush up on my Spanish and also to get better at my Ukrainian. And it's great because this is a program, and I'll try to show clips for you guys of me using these things or showing you what they look like. But it's so great because this is normally a database that would be really expensive if you signed up and got a membership, but it's totally free if you have a library card. And it's a great way to practice reading and speaking a language. There's so many different languages. I think there's over 40 languages offered on there. There's also kid options for certain languages. So it's just a really great free resource to have that's actually really high quality. As a language educator myself, you guys know, like I've I would not use this website if I didn't think it was good, and it's a really great database. So definitely look into this particular one, or there might be some other ones that your library offers. And also it's a great way that if you are an English language learner, they do also offer English. So if you are new to the country, it's a great free resource to use. The other option, and this is something that my husband is utilizing right now, it is LinkedIn Learning is the database that I'm thinking of. It might be a different name or something similar, again, at your library, but it is a database for taking classes. And again, it's free with your library card if you go through the library website. But it is wonderful because it's a great way to learn so many different skills. There's crafts. My husband right now, he's interested in like computers and learning like graphic design and other kind of things, and like HTML. Sorry, that's not my lingo, but you know, all the computer language stuff. So it's really amazing because these courses are not only a great way to learn for free, but there's also certificates. So a lot of times these classes can be maybe used for certifications, for things for work or for education. You can double check with your supervisors, but it's nice because you actually get certificates of completion when you take these classes for free. So whether you're trying to learn it for yourself, just for fun to learn a new skill, or something that you're learning, hoping to develop as a job skill, or for your future career, it's a really great way. And again, it's totally free through your library, and it's an amazing resource, again, to provide free education, free courses. It's amazing. Next option I want to talk about is, did you know that there are really great databases to provide free study guides and free practice tests for all those crazy tests I feel like in college, like all the NCLEX tests for nursing students, for the TIFF test, and all these tests that different placement tests for different education programs in colleges or entry exams that often can cost hundreds of dollars. When I found out about this, I was like, why did I not know about this in college? Or even for my sister, she had spent last year, my sister is in nursing school right now, and she was like, why did I not know? I spent $300 on all these official study guides from these companies for like the different placement tests, when you could have had them for free through your library databases. And so like I said, they have things, I know most popular, a lot of them are the NCLEX tests. They have study guides, they have practice tests, they have things for ACTs, SATs. So all those things that normally, again, you would have to pay hundreds of dollars for to get these study guides, you can get for free through your library. So if you are a high school student, college student, whatever, and you really are looking for those resources, the library does offer some study guides in print, but if you have your library card and you can get to that database, it's super nice because you can have it right on your computer and study at home for free and save those hundreds of dollars on those study materials. The next really great tool, again, is really helpful if you are a student. A lot of libraries offer homework help. I don't know if a lot of people know that. And again, libraries may vary, but I know most libraries around where I live and a lot of other counties and cities that I've seen offer homework help, and oftentimes they will offer it in different languages as well, depending on the population. And oftentimes it's just a drop-in time, or you can make appointments and they will actually help you. There can be tutors, they can help you with your computer, they can help you with whatever it is that you are needing help with, research, just to come in. So if you don't have an option to talk to a tutor, to someone, or maybe, I don't know, you just maybe don't want to talk to someone at school, you're nervous about it, go check out your local library. There could be someone there that is ready to help, and definitely use that resource. That's what we are there at the library for, is we have a passion for helping people and we want to help you. So check it out if you are needing help with homework. That's definitely an option. The next thing I also get very excited about, and maybe you've known about this, but a lot of times libraries are also a great way. Obviously you can check out books, but they're also a great way to acquire free books. At my library, for example, we have a donation, or like, it's not really a for sale card. I know some libraries have for sale cards. Ours is actually donation based, so if you don't have extra money and you want those books, it's okay, right? We don't need money from you, just take the books. And a lot of these books are books that have either been they're withdrawn from the library, whether they might have some kind of maybe cosmetic things, if they're maybe, stained a little bit or scratched, or like maybe the binding or things like that. So we do withdraw those, but also a lot of times the library collection has to be turned over a lot because there's new materials always coming in, so there's only so much space in a building. A lot of those other materials are put on the shelves to be given away. And so it's a great way that if you're wanting some free books and you want to check out, I myself have found some really great things on the donation card where I work, that books that have been on my list and I see them. It's a really wonderful way to also build / hoard more books if you are a book reader. But maybe people don't realize that there's been DVDs, there's kids books, everything that you're able to get for a donation. For example, at our school or at our library, it's a suggested donation of $1 per item. That's amazing. Here's an example of one item that I recently got for $1 in our donation card is one of these cookbooks. It's the Paul Hollywood A Baker's Life. Again, normally this retails, it says here, for about $30. So, to be able to get this for $1, and it's still in really good shape. The only thing was a little bit of the binding, but again, not a big concern for $1. That's a really good find for me. So that's something else to be on the lookout at your library. The next thing that is really great that people don't even realize is at the library, I know I myself did not know for the longest time, oftentimes there are board games, and there are a huge collection of board games that can be requested and checked out. What libraries sometimes do is they request that the board games are only held at certain buildings, so maybe you don't even know that your library system has them, but they can be requested and sent to your building or to your library. So check it out and see your local library and see if you guys have board games for checkout. But it's a really great way to try a game that you've been maybe wanting to for a while, because board games can get very expensive. I know at our library we have over 100 different board games, and so I remember there was one that was, I think I saw at the store, was like $70. I didn't know if I would like it or not. I checked it out, ended up not really liking it. I was like, thank goodness that I did not spend $70 buying this game when I could have just tried it out at the library, right? So that's just something to consider, and also a really fun way to try new board games if you have like board game nights or things like that, or like clubs and things with your friends and family. It's a good way to try new board games. Along the line of board games, the next thing that oftentimes can be found at a library is video games for things like your Switch, your Xbox, your PS4, whatever. All of those a lot of times are at the library. Again, they may need to be placed to hold or requested. Double check with your librarian, but a lot of people don't always know because you don't always see them, because they are pretty popular, usually they're checked out a lot. Be very expensive, and so maybe you don't have the funds to be buying new video games all the time. And also maybe if you're not sure if you would like a video game, again, same as the board game, this is a great way to check out a video game, see if you like it, play it, instead of spending, $60, $50 on buying it and then realizing, oh, just kidding, I don't even like this. So again, a great way to refresh your video game collection in time a great way to check out new video games and try something fun and new at the library, again, for free. The next fun thing I really love, I've utilized this a few times as well at a library, is many libraries have book club bags. This is a great way that if you are wanting to start a book club, or maybe you have a book club, but maybe you struggle with people having to buy books, and oftentimes not everyone may have the money to be able to afford to buy a new book every month. Books can be expensive. I understand that. And so what I love about libraries is that they come in a big book bag, usually with 8 copies of the book. So it's a really great way to be able to have a book club and to not have that, that barrier of not being able to buy your own book. So it's a really great way to do that. Again, there can be lots of different topics, different kinds of books. And usually I know at our library, we check them out for about 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I believe, at a time. So you do get a longer checkout to be able to read the book and have your book club meeting with everyone else. Again, check it out, see if your library has it. It's a great way if you've been wanting to start a book club, check it out. Other thing, which is so random, but again, I was like, this is actually very helpful. At my library, something that I had no idea existed that I've been telling people in the community is cake pans. I know, right? Sounds crazy. But if you are someone who cooks, you know that the cost of cake pans can really add up, because for one, you may not use them all the time. But if you're paying like $15, $20, $30 for one cake pan, and then you're like, okay, here it is, I have it. But this is a great way to be able to save that money, and again, to see all the different kinds. Like, we have such fun like we have ones that are in the shapes of like turkeys or graduation hats for graduation cakes. You know, there's such different things. There's just the basic cake pans. So this is again a great way to take away that barrier that if someone is wanting to cook or try something but they don't have the money to buy all these utensils, they can check it out from the library and borrow it. So check it out and see if you have cake pans. The next thing that I found at my library, which again I know many libraries are getting more of, are things that might be called discovery kits. They might have a different name, but basically they're a really good way to discover or try out new hobbies. And if you are someone like me, this is something I'm also curious in, right? I'm always wanting to learn, to try out new things, but a lot of times different hobbies come with different materials, and buying all those materials can get expensive, especially if you realize maybe this is not the hobby for me, and then you're stuck with all these supplies, right? Anyone else like me? So this is a really great way. So here are some examples of the discovery kits that we have at my library. For example, we have a knitting kit. It comes with knitting needles, the instruction books, it comes with the yarn. So you can actually create some projects, try it out, see if you like it. We have ones that are learning to play the piano, and they actually come with the fold out like electric piano, again an instruction book, materials to learn and practice that skill. They're again meant for more of a discovery, so it's not like you're going to master the entire piano playing, but it's a great way to discover if something is your thing, or if you like it, or if you're just curious about it, to be able to try that again for free. So we have things like knitting, piano playing, calligraphy, bird watching, so many different things. So I definitely recommend, and this is a great thing also for summer. If you have children, especially maybe older kids, and you're like, we need something to do, and again, to do it, be able to do it for free, these are great things to have into your rotation, especially in the summertime when there's no school, or if you homeschool. Consider checking these out at your library. Again, really great thing to have. And the last item I want to talk about that again maybe you may not know is at your library, I know a lot of people did not realize that our libraries have this, is mobile hotspots. And this is especially, you know, we don't realize, maybe sometimes we take it for granted if you have internet or data, but it can be very challenging to access so many things if you don't have internet, right? And so mobile hotspots, and again, internet can be expensive, right? And you may not be, some people may not have the extra funds for that. I totally understand. And so what's great about the library is that many libraries have mobile hotspots, and especially with COVID, a lot of libraries have gotten funding to be able to have more to provide that resource for the community. But they're a really great way to be able to check it out. I believe it's for a month. It can vary from library to library, but you check them out. Basically, it's a way for you to be able to have internet at home. I know students of mine, if you guys know I'm also a teacher, students have utilized these for being able to take classes online, right? Those things would not be possible without internet. So these are really, really great resource and tool for helping people out. So if there's maybe someone in your life that, you know, maybe they're struggling, or even yourself, of being able to afford internet, consider checking into your local library and seeing if your library has mobile hotspots, or if they can direct you to a library that does have them, because some libraries may not, again, but it's definitely a wonderful tool. I know it's very, very popular, and I have so many patrons that come in and say, I had no idea, this is so helpful, you know, I just moved, I have no internet, this has been so helpful for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed those 12 things that you could find at a library that are not just books. And I hope you enjoyed this kind of video, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know also down below, you guys, if there are things that I have missed that are your favorite parts about your library. Maybe your library offers something that is totally unique and cool that maybe we may not know about. So comment down below, and I would love to hear, you know, what it is. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.